Hi. Sorry we're a little late. We had some technical, I wouldn't say straight up difficulties, but some kinks to work out. Grayson had got a new computer, which meant that there were some new settings on the camera, and I finally figured out how to turn off those weird, like, random thumbs up on my end after the last stream. So, you know what? We're all good now. I'm going to let my co-hosts introduce themselves. If you are watching on Holly Davis's channel, she is coming. She is currently donating blood plasma, and apparently they're really backed up in line and things like that. So she'll be here. I don't know when.
Okay. You want me to go first? Okay. I hate introductions, but that's okay. My name is Becca C. Smith. I have a YouTube channel, but I am also going back to school to get my master's in digital marketing, which is what I'm actually going to be working on today. I did finish my assignments for the week, but now I'm actually trying to kind of apply some of the stuff that I've learned into. So I basically dedicated this weekend to marketing for just my stuff, like not involved with schoolwork and things like that. So far it's fun. It's really fun. Like I always end up like skipping past marketing and going back to the creative because I'm all like, so at least that's the thing that I was saying is that like with going back to school, it's kept me focused on marketing. Like I can't not think about marketing because that's every week of assignment. So yeah, that's me.
What's good, y'all? I'm Grayson Wild and I write with pride. I dabble in fantasy, high, low, and all in between, accompanied by a warm mug of coffee. I'm currently working on book 1 of my fantasy trilogy, Project Rooted, as well as a contemporary romance temporarily called Sincerely Yours. You can find me at Ko-fi, Instagram, and social platform formerly known as Twitter under the username I write with pride. If you'd like to see the summary of Project Rooted and Sincerely Yours, you can find them on my Ko-fi under the August Rush posts. And on the UK.
You have such like a radio host voice. I love it so much. Hey, it's Kay, fantasy author, cosmic dreamer, and teapot collector. I write diverse and own voices novels about queer girls who have complicated relationships with religion and who stare at the stars to feel something. My debut, Heirs of Bone and Sea, is coming out next March. Hopefully, if the printers cooperate with us by then, with Inimitable books, and you can pre-order at the link above our heads for some cool character art. And that's me.
Yes. This is a direct link to Kay's book and the pre-order form for Kay's book specifically. But if you go to inimitablebooks.com or inimitablebooksllc.com, they redirect you to the same place. All our books are there. You can click on each one to find the buy links, and then on that page is the pre-order form. So don't forget to register your pre-order so you can get the gifts associated with each title. And there you can also find Holly Davis's cover reveal, which is happening this Tuesday, which the form is closing tomorrow. So if you haven't signed up yet, please do. It's really, really pretty. And I would love having your help in sharing it. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the founder of Inimitable Books, which is publishing K. Grayson has done the maps for our titles. And when Holly gets here, I am also publishing Holly, which explains why I'm talking about her cover reveal. And Inimitable Books is dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices without pigeonholing authors into writing about their trauma. And we're going to be doing 4 25-minute writing sprints and probably a lot of chatting. So if anyone is like sprint, you can comment that in the chat. I can't guarantee that means we'll immediately start sprinting once I see that comment, but it's worth a shot. Autumn is here on Holly's channel, and Sam is here. Sam is the author of The Legionnaire, and I just realized that I left all the new arcs at my apartment and forgot to bring them here. So I'm so sorry, everyone. I was so focused on being here because it's National Dog Day, so I could bring Riley on camera, which I will momentarily. But Sam is here, author of The Legionnaire, coming out November 14th, 2023. Regina is here. Hello. So glad to see you. Jessica is here. Felicia is here. Michael Inksteady, also known as Kelly Wright or Veronica King, who is the author of Down the Well, which is coming out December 3rd, 2023. Right? No, I can't do dates. It's the Tuesday. It's the first Tuesday of December. Is it December? Oh my God, I used to have this perfectly in my head. That's embarrassing. Sorry, Kelly, don't kill me. December 5th. Okay, I was like, December 3rd isn't right, but I couldn't. Apologies. Hello. I don't know if this is M or Han who's actually using the account right now, but hi. Avoided my email, mopped up and drank a cup of coffee. You know what? That's great. What are you drinking, Kay? It's Starbucks, I'm assuming, but
Trenta iced coffee with lots of pumpkin spice syrup and pumpkin cream cold brew.
Oh, wow.
Because I had enough stars for free iced coffee, but I wanted pumpkin.
I didn't know they were already doing pumpkin.
They are.
I'm not.
I couldn't get the pumpkin spice latte as a free drink, so I just made my own version with the iced coffee.
Right, but I didn't even know they had pumpkin flavors right now, like still in August. I'm not a pumpkin person, so don't come for me. I'm not anti pumpkin spice. I just don't like pumpkin.
I am token basic white girl.
I mean, if you own up to it, that's fine. I think it's
my
when people are like,
personality.
I'm not basic, and it's like, but you are. Should be working on editing today, but I'm getting distracted by my shiny new story and character idea syndrome. You know what? Sometimes you just gotta go down that rabbit hole. I hate email pileup. Let me live in my delusion right now and not think about mine in all of my different inboxes. Someone should write a horror thriller drabble about personified email. Where's Laura Nettles when you need her?
Yeah.
Currently, yes, Kelly, I know that you are. Let's see. Currently 9 a.m. for Hazelnut. It is 12:12 on the East Coast for me. So
I'm also West Coast, so it's 9 a.m. for me too.
yeah. Wrote a random scene last night for my new story, and I'm obsessed with it and all the new characters. That's a great feeling to have. Grayson, your voice is iconic, and apparently when Kelly and I start up the Reddish podcast again, we will be having you on because everyone loves your voice.
There you go.
Thank you.
Grayson has a really nice plot bunny pamphlet spelled away. Layout on his Ko-fi. So Grayson, if you could pop that in the private chat. Are you a moderator on the Inimitable Books YouTube channel?
Yes, just not under this account. I can actually just
Okay, then you can pop it in the private chat through StreamYard, and I'll pop it in.
Actually, I already switched. I'm already over. It's on the credit.
Cool.
Ooh, there's Laura. She just popped in. She heard us talking about her.
Hey, we have a horror idea for you, and by we, I mean Kelly. Let me find the comment. Oh, too many ideas. Here we go. Laura, here's a story idea for you.
We thought you'd be perfect for it.
I specifically said, where's Laura Nettles when you need her?
Yeah.
That's why Becca was so excited that you shared it.
I know. Then it's like Laura's like, oh, I'm here. I've been summoned.
You rang, speak of the devil, and she will appear. Part of me wants to say God is a woman and the devil's also a woman because, like, I feel like only a woman would be this creative in like both good things and bad, because a woman scorned is like, don't mess. But also the amount of pain and stupidity that happened in like the Old Testament also makes me think that has to be a guy, right? Like he got his feelings hurt for being ignored for like 5 minutes. And like if women were that upset all the time, there wouldn't have been enough time for a New Testament to happen. It just would have
absolutely correct.
It just would have been the flood, and there is no second try.
I agree.
Regina, I'm glad you remembered the password for your MacBook Air. I also understand wanting to procrastinate. And okay, yes. Let me share. I had the code all ready to go.
Oh.
I will read it out loud in just a moment. Okay. Kelly is finishing up eating lunch, then drafting in her new obsession. And I'm not going to read that out loud. Also, that's not the official title, Kelly. Michael says yes, and I'm not far at all from the end of Howl's Moving Castle. Is this is a reread, or is this your first time reading it? I'm not going to say what my pen name is, but under my pen name, I actually just wrote like a fan fiction related to Howl's Moving Castle. So seeing that in the comments made me very excited.
It's for that nostalgia thing, so I think it's a reread.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But there were some things on the nostalgia ones where it was like, for some people it was nostalgia, and other people were like, oh, I'm on this, I haven't read it before.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason like, because I read Howl's Moving Castle, like, I want to say like when it was before the actual animation. And I loved that book, and I love the animation too. So it was like, but I haven't read it in however long that is. You know what I mean? Whenever it came out, probably.
Yeah, I haven't read it in a long time.
That's how old I am, folks.
Al is here. Hello. I remember that your name is not AIB, but Al B. Venable Jr. I remember that from Holly's channel on Monday. Raphael is here. Grayson saying all Inimitable books have such gorgeous covers. It's M today, usual me. Okay, yes. Hi. Jessica also had pumpkin. Everyone talking about how we summoned Laura. Grayson put this in the chat, which is great. Give Laura a couple of minutes to write the email thing. Grayson is grabbing her iPad to make the second forest room. Callie saying no, but that's what we decided to call publicly. Okay, great. And then people are asking about their shiny new ideas, and you can all have that chat during the sprint, although you might want to work on your shiny new ideas during the sprint instead. Just, little idea, get the productivity during the sprint and then chat after. And the code is Echo Bravo Yankee Alpha Uniform Delta Sierra Golf. And if you have never done a sprint on my channel, either under Zara Hoffman or on here, we use the Forest app, which is a productivity app and allows you to plant digital trees and use this feature called the Plant Together feature. So if you've never done it before and you are wondering what this code is, I'm going to play a little tutorial on how to do it, and then we'll start the first sprint. Tap the flame icon, turn off deep focus, and turn on Plant Together. Tap on a darkened section of the screen. Join room and enter the code. And then during that time, hopefully you're not touching your phone, but the reason you turn off deep focus mode is that if you get an important phone call that you have to answer, it won't kill the tree for everyone else. And also at the end of the sprint, you'll have to click the arrow in the top left corner to leave that sprint room to then enter the next one. The codes only work while we are live and not if you're watching us on replay. But, obviously replays are always appreciated for watch hours, whichever channel you're watching on. And let's get the timer ready to go. And the ticker. Sorry, I have so many banners in this folder. Okay. Pre-order our titles. Add this on screen.
Oh, so pretty.
Remove the code. Heirs of Bone and Sea is on the right side
Oh, I love it.
because that's the last cover reveal that we've already done. And in 3, 2, 1, happy productivity, everyone. Normally there is typing ASMR in the timer, but as I'm listening to audiobook files, you're muted. That was the end of that sprint. I brought the star of the show on.
Doggo.
It's a happy National Dog Day.
So cute.
He's very sleepy.
Oh, why are they so cute when they're sleepy? They're like, oh.
She's like a little stuffed animal.
Oh, the baby.
Oh.
Anyway, how did everyone do?
I did okay. I'm getting into BookFunnel, and so I uploaded like a short that I wrote for my Hexfear books as sort of a an email thing. I'm just good with the words today, and I also uploaded. I'm going to make Dream Diaries, a book I wrote a while ago, but it's I'm making that one free through October. So, that's the nice thing. I can just like pick these older books and just make them free.
Yeah.
So I managed to do that. I did sign up for they're trying a beta version of audiobooks. So I signed up for that. So hopefully they'll approve me so I can make the audiobook of Dream Diaries free as well.
So do you upload it to them, or because with oh my god, it's Story Origin. I'm like, what's it called? Story Origin. They've been doing audiobooks for like a while, but you just get a code. Like you generate a code and then you put it into their system and then people can post it.
And I started like Story Origin back when they were in their beta phase. But I didn't utilize it, and I probably should have. And the only reason why I went to BookFunnel is just because instead of Story Origin, it's just because, hey, my Emily Bourne, she's had such great success with it. And so she influenced me.
I like Story Origin just because it has all like the review and like BookFunnel features, but also lets you like do beta feedback through there, like chapter by chapter. People can leave comments and you can mark the comments as address, still thinking on, ignore.
Right.
And at the end of each chapter, people have to rate out of 5. How much did you enjoy it? And then out of 5, also, how much are you anticipating the next chapter? And then
I like that.
I just like those features more.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I'm only using BookFunnel for my newsletter and email list. So I'm probably not even going to take advantage of any of the other features that it offers, because at this point it's just sort of like, but we'll see. I mean, like I said, I'm just starting and I'm just trying to play with it, and I have permission to fail miserably and learn. But yeah, that was all I did for that sprint.
That's still a lot. So
I caught up on some feedback from my mentor. I checked some emails, and then I started doing some outlining for Sincerely Yours.
I painted my nails.
Ooh, pretty.
I have a thing I'm going to tomorrow, and in my brain I'm like, you desperately need to paint your nails for this thing, and I have absolutely 0 time to do it today, so sprints help.
Holly, how did the donation go? Also, wait, actually, why don't you introduce yourself to people who are watching on the Inimitable Books YouTube channel or Twitch? I'm hoping the people watching on Holly's channel know who Holly is, but if you don't, Holly is.
I believe so, yes. Hi, guys. I'm Holly, also known as Right Holly Davis. I'm the author of A Diamond Bright and Broken, coming out April 2nd, 2024 with Inimitable Books. I think there's like 2 more 1 or 2 more days to sign up for the
It closes tomorrow at
Okay.
11 p.m. Eastern, the 4th.
Yes. So hurry up and sign up for the cover reveal. It's beautiful, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. And I'm also the host of the Diversity is Lit book club, where we read one book by a BIPOC author every month and talk about it on my YouTube channel. There's a Goodreads and Discord group you can join. And yeah, I I tried to donate. I had planned to donate plasma because I have to do it twice a week. Or I want to do it rather, not I have to.
I
But
was going to say.
yeah, well, like if you donate, it's like it should be twice. So, anyways, I tried to donate yesterday, but my hematocrit was low, so they had to turn me down, which like had never happened before. And they're like, "Oh, it should be fine if you come tomorrow." So I'm like, "Great." But they were like so slow. I don't know if they were like a little short staffed or something. So, but anyways, I'm here now.
Well,
Plasma has been donated. Yes.
I told people, I was like, we're technically live on Holly's channel. Holly will be here. Holly is donating, and it's taking a while.
Yes. Because like for me, it usually like with pumping, because you have to like pump your hand, like it takes like 40 minutes. Like that's like my average, but like I can be there for like 2 hours just because I'm waiting to get like called back. So yeah.
That's so frustrating. Like
Yeah.
I understand, and I'd rather it take time rather than be like rushing it. But
I learned I bring books. So like I started the newsletter Ninja, and I bring my phone and headphones. So like I'm prepared in case, there's timeline discrepancies.
oh yeah, once a month I have to go get a magnesium infusion, and that takes like 20 minutes. Once it starts, I can be there for like 30, 45 minutes, depending on like if it's a really bad day. Sometimes they take me immediately, which I'm always like, oh, this is so nice. But normally it's like a 10, 15-minute wait, and then sometimes it can be longer. So I always have phone, portable charger, and headphones.
Yes. Yeah.
I tried to donate blood when I was, was I it? I think it was my freshman year of college. Might have been like sophomore year. I'm trying to remember which school it was at because I transferred. So I can kind of guess what year it was based on where I was. Anyway, I tried to donate and they're like, oh, like you're too small to donate. And I'm like, what? And then I asked someone else and they're like, that's not a thing. And I was like, I don't know. Anyway, I haven't donated blood because I haven't tried again since I was
too small.
You just have to weigh. You have to weigh. I think it's 114 pounds or 100.
Oh, so I am too small.
Yeah, they won't let you do it. Because when I was in high school, everyone they came in and everyone donated blood, and I think in high school I weighed like 105 pounds, so I couldn't ever donate blood.
I don't know if plasma's different because like they like your donation amount is dependent on your weight, so they like weigh you, and then so like there's some tiny people that go back there, and
I'd be happy to donate.
I think plasma's different.
There you go.
Can you explain why they just said you're too small with the blood thing? And I'm like,
you're thinking height.
And it's a weight thing. Okay, that explains it.
Yeah. Because you'll pass out. Like
yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I'd rather not pass out, but you're too small, and I was like, there are other people around my height over here. Like, I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
For me, I was denied donating blood because I was born in Wiesbaden. And they were like, oh, that means you were there during mad cow disease. In Wiesbaden, in Germany.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And they said, oh, it's because you were around during mad cow disease. And I was like, ma'am, I was an infant.
Wow.
And I had formula. Powdered milk had nothing to do with mad cow disease, but okay.
Right.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, there's like
a whole line of kids who couldn't do it because they were all in Germany at the same time.
Oh wow. Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of questions you have to answer at the beginning. It's like, have you had this procedure done? Have you like, are you taking this medication? Do you have this new medical condition? Like, there's a whole bunch of things that they like rule in or out. Vein size too, Sam says. Because that was like I had tried to donate like during COVID and I couldn't because they said my veins were too small. So they're like, do bicep curls and drink more water. And so I was like, okay.
I've had to deal with like needles like for medical things for like way too long, for way too big a percentage of my life. And when I was younger, people wouldn't believe me when I said this is literally the best vein. And they're like, oh well, we don't want to use that because then it'll like get harder in the future. And I'm like, I've been doing this for years. Just like please believe me. And then they wouldn't, and they'd stick me like 3 times on both arms, and I'd be like, hey, I don't know, maybe listen to the person whose body that you're sticking, but now they do. And they always use that vein, but I'm still pretty sure it's a small vein. They just know to use a small needle on me and to actually listen to me now.
Right.
I think
That's
it's because I've like adopted an RBF while I say it now, because it's just like, don't waste my time.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I think
Fun
they'd be able to
stuff.
get in my vein, but I don't know if they're like looking for a certain size.
Yeah.
Fluctuate between 90 and 100 pounds. I used to, and then hormones happened. So now I fluctuate between like 105 and 109. Still less than 114. So
I have not been that in decades. So
I'm just small.
with an S.
I'm just small. It's like people are like, how do you stay that small? And I was like, it's not like I'm trying. If anything, you'd look at me and be like, how? And I'm like, I don't know.
It's metabolism. I mean, you know.
Yeah, right.
We got the email horror story. I'm not going to put it all up on screen because I would like to get to the second sprint, which I haven't even put the code up for yet. But it is in the chat on the Inimitable Books YouTube channel if you'd like to read this horror story that Inksteady prompted Laura Nettles to write. And knowing Laura, it's going to be creepy.
Oh my gosh.
And then this is how she finished it off. Ta-da!
Yay.
And also, apparently, I've had a new fear unlocked today. About to work on a drabble for the prompt Dumb Ways to Die. I found a real way someone died, and I'm going to dramatize it. Bit by a hamster and had a reaction to the hamster's.
Oh
my gosh.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Reaction to the hamster spit. It's like, how did you die? By hamster spit.
I was gonna say I'd be so mad. No, I wouldn't. I'd be dead. So
Right.
Here's the thing: leave it on the autopsy report because that's true. Maybe don't mention it in my like eulogy or my obituary. Just say like gone too soon.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't need to say why.
I saw this this model who, you know, had shaved her legs before a shoot, but she had like cut herself a little bit, and it was like on the beach where the shoot was. And so then she ended up getting this like flesh eating amoeba, and then ended up having to have her leg amputated.
I've heard about that.
And it's just like, you know,
my mom told me about
shaved her leg and did her job. And
my mom told me about this when I was a kid, and it made me terrified to go to a beach for years. And then my school started being like, oh, you know what would make all the kids who hate each other in a grade like each other more? If we put them in swimsuits and take them to the beach.
No.
My school was really, really bad at a lot of things. Anyway, so that was Jones Beach, and I would just go all the way out into the ocean with my guy friends, and we'd, you know, like hang out in the ocean and whatever. Didn't have to deal with the drama of like, oh, who looks good in what. I'd be like, I don't care. There's an ocean. That's what I'm here for. But then as, climate change has ruined the planet, more and more jellyfish were being at beaches because of the changing currents and weather and all that. And so once that started happening, I was like, I'm not going in water anymore. And my mom's like, but you love water. And I was like, and you've told me that getting stung by a jellyfish sucks through your personal life experience. And I'd like to not add that to my life experiences.
She was protecting you.
I know, but it's like, you don't need to tell me about the flesh eating
I know.
thing when I'm like, so like, I don't know. Like I wasn't doing I don't know. I was like, why'd you have to tell me that? Could have gone without knowing that.
Oh no, I need to know. I have to know. So I go in and I find out the hard way, and you knew the whole time? No.
Well, like I think I was a kid and I'd never gone to the beach before.
Ooh.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I never had the joy of being on the beach, being worry-free before she told me that. And then at some point I like suppressed it enough that I was like, I'm still gonna have fun at the beach. And then the jellyfish thing happened, and then that resurfaced in my memory, and I'm like, yep, just another reason not to go to the beach.
Oof.
Kelly said spit, amoebas, sprint.
Yeah. Yep. Also for the Janine asked how much longer this is going to go, and someone in the comment replied how long we've been going. So we've been going for about an hour on stream, not sprinting. But we have 3 more sprints to go. And I'm going to try and keep the chatting in between shorter so that we're not here for like 4 hours. The code is Juliet Mike Alpha 48 Sierra Golf.
It's so funny when you say Sierra because I grew up with a girl in my class named Sierra, but she spelled it with a C. So anytime I hear people say Sierra, I automatically think it's a C. I'm just like, my brain is trained to think that. So I've always changed it to Sam, like when people do it.
Yeah.
So it's always like, oh, C? Oh, no, it's S.
I've only known Sierras with C names. I've never known one with an S.
Right, me too.
So there's
That's
an
what I'm saying.
There's an actress on Broadway named Sierra Bogus, so that's why I know it with an S. And then I was in school with someone who did CIAR.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh.
And it took me forever to realize that, like, oh, they're pronounced the same.
Exactly.
So technically it's spelled Kiara, right? But they pronounced it Sierra?
Well, C.
Well, it's with the C, so with the soft C.
Ways, yeah.
But like, I think in Irish, Kiara is Ciara.
Right.
See, I've only seen
Depending
Kiara
on the country.
I took Irish language in university, so
But then at the same time, if we're talking about like Kieran,
K would be like the anglicized version of it because there's no K in Irish.
no, I know because you have Kieran, Kiar. What's that actor's name? Kieran something. Hines.
Oh, I don't know.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Ciar.
But yeah, no, I get the same thing. Every time I hear Sierra, I think it's a C. And that's just my brain being dumb with the English language.
So I mentioned this on a previous stream. There's this guy on Instagram, and I finally found him because last time I couldn't find him. And I will pop his Instagram link in the chat, where he is what is he? He's French American living in Canada who also knows Spanish. So he does all of these like skits with the different languages being like, okay, and he'll be like, okay, universal language, we're coming up with a word for this. And then France will be like, oh, call it oh. And it's like, after, English is water and German is Water and like all these things. It's like, oh, we'll call it O. How do you spell it? E-A-U. There's no O in O. No. And it's like,
That's funny.
English is dumb.
Okay.
He also does one where I think it's French, where French will be like English. And it's like, yes. And it's like, I have a question. Yeah. It's like, how do you pronounce this? Say it. Okay. So if you change the first letter, then it's this. It's like, well, no, actually the pronunciation changes. But why? Okay, fine. Here's another version. It's like, oh, it's back to the first pronunciation. Why? Okay. So then, nope, still different. And it's like, it's really funny. Kelly said, we're going to start the sprint right after I read this comment from Kelly. I remember the first time I seen the ocean. I was a junior in high school, and it was such an odd that this beautiful, but I don't belong here, and danger is most certainly lurking beneath the waves. Yes. Yeah. My motto is don't mess with the ocean and don't mess with space.
Don't mess
We'll
with Texas.
kill you. Okay. Let's share the timer again. In 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. And the timer is muted because I'm listening to audiobook files. Sorry for being late coming back. Was just helping my mom with some stuff since she came back. How did everyone do?
I did good. While we were in the sprint, I got approved for the audiobook beta. So that's exciting. But I'm working on the newsletter that's going out on the 1st. So I'm kind of nervous because I've never done anything like the group promo type things, you know? And so, and like, there's definitely like an etiquette among people who are running them where some people you can tell are just like gatekeeping like jerks that are just really mean about their like, don't do this, and if you do this you'll get booted, if you do this you get booted, if you do, and it's just like I'm immediately like, okay, I'm not gonna do that one. And then they have the really sweet people that are like, anyone's welcome, you know, and they're like, you know, you can have like as many subscribers as you know, this is just for, you know, da, da, da. And it's, I find that I just through my life have been through too many of the just
Negativity.
yeah, like I feel like
you can't sit with us.
It's really like who are you? You know, like this is supposed to be a site that's, you know, getting authors together and sharing their lists and you share your lists and, you know, and it's supposed to be this sort of community. I guess I got spoiled by YouTube. in terms of like our community.
I think it also is like the corner of YouTube that we're on, because I definitely have seen or heard experiences.
Oh, sure, definitely. But that's what I mean. Like our little pocket.
I know.
Everyone's always so encouraging and like sweet and just like, oh. Oh, yeah. I just yeah. So anyway, that's what I did. And so I am just starting the newsletter. That's it.
Grayson, are you okay? Oh, for a second I thought you froze.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, how am I going to be able to tell what this supplement is different from the other? Okay. That's staying in a separate bottle. I'm sorry. I haven't had my ADHD medicine for like going on 2 months now.
Oh.
Because of shortage in the country.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't been able to like fall asleep at a reasonable time. So I got this, which is the same thing that's like in turkey and milk, except it only is in milk if you warm it up first, which is why parents used to give their kids warm milk. And I was going to put it with my other supplements that I have to take at night. But it looks just like my calcium, and this and that I can take whenever. This has to be like when I'm intending to go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I caught it before mistakes were made.
Yeah. Oh.
That's why like sometimes I feel like I need like a third one, because like I've got my like AM and PM, but there's like one I'm like,
I have
can't
them
take
with
like
3.
I can't take the calcium with this, so I need to take
Right.
it later. Like
I have ones with 3.
that exists.
But what I do in my afternoon one is I put all my homeopathic stuff in there that I take all at once in the morning. And if I added the other stuff in, then it wouldn't be as good, because the whole point about the homeopathic stuff is you're not supposed to touch it with your fingers. Don't ask me why. I was told that. I listened to that. So I pour them in here and then I just dump it all. And but then if I started adding in other things, I'd have to like push around with my fingers and maybe touch something that I'm not supposed to. And I don't. The person made it so clear that don't touch it.
That's so
So I'm like scared. I'm like, what happens if I touch it? Not that I want to find out.
Yeah. I'm curious.
I don't know. Maybe
like
I think they have ones that are 4. Like it's a circle and then there are 4 things.
Oh.
But then I wouldn't have enough space for all the ones that go in here. So there's no winning. Maybe we need to design a new ones. Just have the authors who have every type of mental health and physical health thing. It's like, let us decide
Yep.
how these should be organized. Grayson, how'd you do? Oh, no, you said sound went out. I assumed that you had fixed it, but maybe that's a wrong assumption. You're muted. If your sound is working, you are currently muted.
I did just fix it. Yes. Thank you. I actually fell asleep at the desk. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you need to leave?
No, it's fine. Like when we get the messages in chat, I literally was seconds from crawling into bed. So I was like, I slept, didn't I? And my wife's like, no, you didn't sleep. I did that yesterday as well. I stayed awake for over 24 hours, and I was like, oh, I should probably sleep.
Oh my gosh.
I know this is like not a rare occurrence for you, Grayson. And I know that you've quote unquote adapted to it. It's still very concerning to hear every time, where it's like you have a friend, you're like, oh yeah, you don't do that too? And you're like, no.
No, I don't.
I tried not to make a habit of it, but honestly, I was just really wired, and I didn't recognize the time. I was like, what do you mean? It's like 2 a.m. And she's like, no, it's 10. I was like, oh, never mind.
Please do get some sleep, though.
Yeah.
That was a long
I
day.
definitely will.
In the next sprint, probably.
Yeah.
I wrote 430-ish words. I'm at a point in my book where, so it's based on the musical Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Oh, nice.
So I'm at the point where the 2 other prisoners are describing their dreams. So I'm just.
So this is before Go Go Joseph, but
Yeah.
the dreams explained.
Yeah.
What. Is that what the song is called? Is that the song?
That is what the song is called.
Okay, that's what I thought. I always thought that was so dumb. I was like, you can come up with a better name.
Okay, that's fair, but also it's really catchy. Like, so I'm just describing.
I mean,
the dream.
Dreams
long. Oh my God.
Explained. It just sounds like an alternate text description. It doesn't sound like a song title.
No, that's true. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And now I'm just listening to the musical as I'm writing, because what else am I supposed to do for research?
That's the perfect inspo. Cool. I started eating lunch so I could like replenish my energy, and then just was catching up on just notifications and emails and stuff. So yeah, it was a good first sprint for me.
More audiobook listening. It feels like it never ends.
Aw.
That's all I can say. One day it will be done. One day soon. I was hoping it would be done on Wednesday.
Oh, so did you send it out to get done, or?
I'm listening to the narrators. This is their revised version of the files, and there's still mistakes. So, like, I just don't think they go back and double check that they like read the words exactly as they're written. And I'm like, but that's kind of.
I guess are you is it like one of those like if we make money we'll pay you, or is it like you're actually just paying them?
Oh no, I'm paying them.
Okay.
And this is for the Legionnaire. This is not my own book. I think.
Oh, yeah. I figured.
For my own book, I'd care a lot less. I'd be like, close enough. Like
you would not. Don't say
backwards
that. You care.
No, I do. Also, the narrator who I hired for mine, I only have to pay one narrator, and she's like she's super, super thorough. But because the Legionnaire has two narrators, I couldn't. And the book is so much longer, I was like, I would not be able to afford to have the narrator who does mine do 2/3 of, like, do 8 hours on top of then having to hire another narrator to do maybe like 2 hours of finished, but then edit it all together.
So where are your narrators? Is it just like they're just sending you files?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also, Becca, I just want to let you know that upon opening my Kindle, I immediately got a recommendation for you.
Wait, what?
Whenever I open Kindle, it's like, hey, new for you and unlimited books by authors you follow, including Becca C. Smith.
Oh,
Aww.
yay. That's awesome.
I still need to buy a physical copy of The Seven and the Hunted. I haven't gotten around to I just realized that. I was like, I don't have it on my bookshelf. Why? Because I never bought a physical copy. I'm going to have to fix that.
Physical copies are the goal. Whenever we move, we need to get a giant bookshelf. We were just talking about this, and I want to get physical books of all the books I've already bought.
Of all the ones you already oh no, I have way too many ebooks on my phone. I'd need another apartment to be able to fit.
I know.
At least for the folks off the tube, at least because I want to be able to like physically. I just need to hold it.
Yes.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, I had like my author tuber like shelf, but then I was like, oh no, I need to, because there's more. I need to like go down, and then I have multiple copies because they changed the cover, and I need to have the new cover, and so.
I think the only physical author tuber books I have are Jessie Elliott's, and that's because like I had gotten her books. Like I met her through a critique group, or maybe it was like even like a spreadsheet where it was like if you're looking for someone to like be a critique partner for your story that's like this, whatever. So that's how we met each other. And she was writing The Devil's Waltz, which is
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
and that was a long time ago in 2014. And so I was just already friends with her before I like knew about AuthorTube or whatever. So whenever she had a book come out, I'd get a physical copy.
That makes sense.
But then by the time I was like, oh, I have all these AuthorTube friends, I was like, but I don't have enough money to buy physical copies.
I was gonna say, and Jessie changed her covers so many times. Did you?
I
like,
know. Well,
the cover?
I didn't get the new covers with the guys on them because
Okay.
as someone who is demisexual, I was like, I mean, it's a cool photo, but like to me, it does nothing. I had the original covers, and I was like,
I loved the original covers, actually. I mean, I all the covers work because I know she was going more for like the genre and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I love those first covers.
I know. I love them so much.
Yeah, I have those original ones.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Yeah,
Like that's
it's
what
so
I really, really like. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Although I love the cover for The Devil's Waltz.
Oh yeah. No, it's really amazing.
Mhm.
So excited. Which people can find at the website Above All Our Heads, rather than me like unsharing the timer and then putting that cover up. But at the website Above Our Heads, you can also join Holly's cover reveal, which is happening on Tuesday. And the deadline for that to sign up for that is tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern. And I'm not going to do the math in my head to be like, how many hours is that from now?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Less than 36.
9 hours plus 24 plus 15 minutes. 9 plus 24 is 33 hours and 15 minutes. There we go.
Ooh.
Okay, let me share the code. I don't think anyone has yelled in the chat about you should be sprinting this time around, but I need to remember what tree we're planting next sunflower. There we go. That's what I thought. Here we go. And the code is not codis like in music. Foxtrot Tango 286 Foxtrot Sierra Golf.
Oh, I almost did it again with the C. Even after we just talked about it.
It always ends in SG. So
Oh, okay. That's good
I
to
don't know why. They changed that like last year, maybe a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what? Why? Like, it's an app from China. So if you ended it with like, C something,
Right.
fine. If you ended it with, I don't know, FO for like forest or FA for forest.
Right.
SG, I don't know what it means.
Maybe some coding thing or something.
There are 2 people in my family who have SG as their initials. And then I always have to be like, don't say that while you're saying. My mom's dad's initials were HAH, so ha, but with emphasis at the end.
That's so
mine.
funny.
Well, oh yeah, that's mine now with my married last name, but to the AuthorTube world, I'm had.
Yeah, hold on, wait. My cousin's is a funny one as well. Hold on, wait. No. Oh my God, why can't I? Her middle name is, hers is Ash, ASH. I have a cousin who is MEG. I an uncle, SMH. And the first time I made that joke, he was like, I don't get it. And I was like, I'm not going to be the one to explain it to you.
That's great. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Mine is just like a cat went across the keyboard because mine is ZHXH, which includes my English middle name and my Chinese given name. But if I added in my Chinese family name and also my Hebrew names, and it gets way too long.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, let's start this sprint. This is going to be our third and second to last sprint. In 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone.
This isn't weird at all. This isn't awkward. No, this is fine. This is perfectly fine.
I'm glad someone said it and it wasn't me.
Lead the way, Gray. Lead the way.
So how did everybody do?
I did good. I'm trying to do my newsletter and kind of trying to follow a format since I'm clueless when it comes to stuff like that. And so one of the things they suggested is to put like a quote from review, like a good review. And I don't read reviews, so I'm always scared. It's just like good or bad. I'm like, I don't want to. They're not for me. I don't want to look. But since now I have to do it as my newsletter, I'm reading through. This is why I don't like doing it, because then it's all like, you're like, oh, they liked it. And then I get like another thing. I'm like, oh, like they didn't notice that part. Oh my God. And you start doing it, they're like, oh, stop. Because then it makes if you get a bad review, then it makes those just as bad. Like I'm too emotional. I just react to everything. And I know that about myself, which is why I try not to read any review, good or bad, because I know it'll affect my mood for the rest of the day, like whether, like I said, whether good or bad. So I'm not sure what to do. Like a part of me is all like, so far it's all been good, but what you know what I mean? Like I just know my whole day will be like, oh, they hated that part. Oh God! Like if I start to get to a part that, so I'm kind of in a. What do you guys think? Like, should I put quotes in or should I just leave that out because I know that about myself?
If you're not comfortable, then don't do it.
Don't
I
do
agree
it.
with Eva. The too emotional. I don't like too emotional.
Yeah, I know like some people they're like, hey, like you should have someone else, like someone else can like read your reviews and like find a good one for you.
Right.
So you don't have to go on there, which is smart of you.
Yeah,
that would be me.
Because I used to, because it was like, you kind of felt like you had to because you're trying to promote the book and like that kind of thing. But yeah, once even like I said, it just affects me too much. Like I take it too personally, even when it's really good. Like I get really like excited and happy, and then I'm all like, why am I letting this affect my mood? And so it's just I like the adrenaline. You know what I mean?
It's the dopamine hit from the validation.
But then then you have this like fear of like, oh God, is a bad one coming? Is a bad one coming? Is a bad one coming? And then if you see a bad one, you're like, oh God. And I just don't want to go, okay, I'll just skip it then. I'll leave it out.
Protect your peace.
Keeping it out. I'm closing
Protect your peace.
Right now. Wait, what'd you say?
Protect your peace.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. I need to stay calm.
So are you talking about making like social media posts potentially including review quotes?
Well, yeah, I was doing my newsletter, but that brings up a good point. Yes, like I guess with social media as well, it's good to have quotes from, good reviews, and it's just, but that requires me then reading these reviews.
Have someone else read them. Maybe even have someone else, like if you have a template in Canva, have them do only good ones and like say, have it be good quotes. When you're picking the quotes, you can't be changing the meaning of like a review, but also like if it's, I liked it, but then the rest of the review is complaining, don't pick that.
Right.
One.
It's funny because I think I've said this before, but like my first book, Riser, I wrote it back in like 2008, 2009. And so that was when like Twilight and like all this stuff was coming out. And there was a 1-star review and they're like, oh, this is like Twilight meets Percy Jackson. It's horrible. And I was all like, that's exactly.
First of all, those are gigantic series.
But it was like, yeah, exactly. I was all like, that's exactly what I was trying to do.
Oh gosh.
So you accomplished it. You did good.
But it's funny that I got that feedback from a 1-star. Like they obviously hated those books, and it was just like, I'll take it.
Not your audience.
No.
I mean, honestly, you can still avoid doing the review thing by engaging with the audience and going, hey, if you read it and you really liked it, would you like to say something positive? And you could do a quote from them Or if it's something like Instagram and you're doing like a video clip, you can have their audio clips or their video clips if they're willing.
Oh, I like that. Okay, yeah, I think
That
I
way
might
it's
do
different, and then you can avoid it and still protect your peace.
that. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Thank you. Yes, I'm gonna do that.
Nice.
How did everyone else do?
I fell asleep.
Yay, that's good.
Protecting your peace.
If it happens, clearly you need the sleep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm
so this
kind
is
of
done.
hoping you crash after this stream.
I absolutely will.
Okay, good.
I'm just surprised that like you fell asleep and still managed to like wake up when the sprint ended. Like,
Because it's not a full sleep. You know how you do like the half sleep?
Yeah.
If it was a full sleep, I would not be awake.
The thing is that I've set a timer, like if I'm watching, especially if Kate does a crazy long sprint, and I'm like, I'm just gonna take a full-on nap. I'll set it. First of all, my phone hasn't been like doing alarms correctly. Like sometimes it does, and other times it doesn't. And I restarted my phone, and I don't know what else to do to try and fix it. But sometimes she'll set it. I'll wake up with my alarm, and then I'm like, no, I'm going back to sleep. And other times I just sleep through the alarm. And because I was napping, I like had muted my entire computer. So I don't even hear Kate start talking at the end of the sprint. I'm just sleeping.
I fully had a dream last night that I have my alarm set for 11 this morning. Like I knew I was going to be awake before 11, but at 11 was like the latest time that I would allow
Hard
myself
deadline to
sleep in.
wake up.
Yeah, to make the sprint on time. And like I had this dream that my alarm didn't go off, and suddenly I'm doing these things, and suddenly it's like 2:30, and I've missed the entire stream. And I'm like,
I've had nightmares like that too.
why?
Oh my gosh.
One time I slept through an entire stream on my own, and that was because I was sick, and everyone was like, apparently no one had my phone number from that. All the guests were just like, oh, we only have Zara's like Instagram. And so my phone doesn't alert me through that. It's only if someone has my phone number and I specifically say like, hey, this person like can come through my sleep focus mode.
Mhm.
And none of the people on that were there. So
Like if you're sick, just sleep.
I know, but like I still had fully intended to like either wake up and do the stream or wake up and be like, I can't do the stream and cancel it. And instead my body was just like, no, you're sleeping.
Yeah.
You're
Uninterrupted.
staying asleep.
Yeah.
I got about another 400-ish words. So I'm going to hit 1K by the end of the stream.
Yay.
Nice. I was doing a mishmash of things, YouTube, catching up on some YouTube videos and emails. I finished my lunch. And then Zuko was like, you were gone, so give me some love. So I gave him some love.
Oh.
That's cute. The reason I missed the end of the sprint was I was in Canva, like as a full screen, because I was editing a video in Canva, which I don't normally do. But I was adding sound effects or whatever, because I haven't done it for this outro, the one that'll be on this stream, but the next time there's a stream on this channel, Holly's cover will be revealed. And that version of the outro will finally have like sound effects for each time new text is added on screen, rather than just a bunch of silence while all the book info scrolls past, and then sound when the URL is typed. Because I was just like, I don't like the silence anymore. So I did that and completely missed the end of the sprint. So sorry, everyone.
Okay. It's okay.
That's fine. We just sat around in like 5 minutes of silence.
I know. We're like, he's gonna come any minute.
This is awkward now.
Well, normally my phone buzzes at the end of a sprint. I don't know. I think my phone is just deciding to be like, we're not going to give Zara notifications anymore. We're going to let
Why
Zara
would it
figure
do
it
that?
out. And I'm like, no, I need those notifications more than ever because I don't have my ADHD medicine, which means my time blindness is at an all-time bad level.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Okay. This was from way earlier. There's no no in Irish because nil means it isn't. So the skit about how Ireland was invaded so much because we couldn't say no, people landed on the shores, and I didn't realize there was a part 2 of that comment.
Oh.
When I came through. We couldn't say no. So the guy, I'm not going to even try and pronounce that, goes, we just there on our shore shaking our head going, it isn't. There we go. And then would love to have all my books on audio. Only the first is, but it was so onerous going through all the chapters and reading along with the published. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. The narrator who's done the first 2 books in the Belgrave Legacy, it's not that they haven't done the 3rd book. It's just I haven't hired her to do the 3rd book yet because I don't have the money to do that. I just listened through. Like, I didn't even have to read the book because she was accurate on everything. Because I would read through, like, the first 2 chapters and stuff, and I'm like, no, this is accurate. Like, she's gotten everything correct. And with the Legionnaire, I'll just listen, and there'll be a chapter where I'm like, oh my God, you're so close to perfect. And then, like, right at the end, I'm like, or someone will be like somewhere like at the start or somewhere in the middle where it's like you're adding words that don't exist in the book.
Why?
It'll be like along with, and I'm like, no, it just read along.
That's so weird.
That doesn't make sense.
And it was just like,
that seems like lazy.
It's not that like, oh, there's, maybe because of the sound, it sounds like you said towards instead of toward.
Right.
In Kay's book, because I kept it with Canadian English, it always says towards. But like, so that like I'm still picky about because it's still inaccurate, but at least it's like, okay.
Right.
That's mostly the word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it means the same thing. And if it slips here or there, it's not a big deal. But like, yeah, if they're adding words, I mean.
Or skipping sentences, which has happened.
Oh my God. That's horrible.
No.
I'm doing it fast because it's like I've done it. I've just done like a few audiobooks, and when you get tired, I've done that. You know what I mean?
The first sentence of a paragraph.
But that's what I'm saying is that the fact that like that in that case, if it's the first sentence of a paragraph,
it's not like it's buried in the middle of the text.
They deleted it on accident.
A new paragraph, which you should like be like, oh, mini reset.
No, 100% they deleted it by accident because it's like that happens all the time where it's like you go back to start and then you don't realize that you went back over what you already recorded.
But like based on their other mistakes, I don't think they do punch.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like they're not editing as they go. They're just recording it, thinking they got it all and sent it to you, and it just that's just
if their acting wasn't so good, I think I would be like,
yeah, they're probably doing way more than they should in the terms of like what work they've taken on, and it's just getting confused. That sucks. But hey, at least you're paying attention and you can tell them to redo it. I'm sure a lot of people don't. They're like, oh, it's good. I know they're great, blah, blah, blah. And then they don't really listen, like, or read along. So then they don't know if stuff is missing. It's easier when it's your own book because you know what's there. But
there were also instances where we were listening, me and Sam, because it's Sam's book.
Yeah. Okay, good.
And I was like, this character now sounds like this character. And Sam would be like, oh, I didn't pick up on that. And I'm like, well, I did. And it's not like, we can't let that slide.
Because people will get confused. Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, they're going to realize the character isn't even there. But they're still going to be like, why does this African-American or Black character suddenly sound like the Asian tattoo artist when the tattoo artist isn't there? But it's very like the accent is different.
Oh, that is wild.
It's like
You're catching these details.
like it's literally the enunciation of the consonants, but it's so
Yeah. No, but that's yeah.
So I'm just like, well, also editing. Well, I was editing Holly's book, and then I had to switch to edit Jesse's book because Jesse's book comes out before Holly's book.
Yes.
I haven't gotten back to editing Holly's book because this audio book.
That's okay. Sorry.
Because like if I were you, I'd be like emailing me and being like, not to rush you because I know you're running a company, but also like, can I please have my edits back?
It's okay. I know, you'll get them to me when you can. So
when I'm able to like just focus on a manuscript and edit, I can get that baby done in a week, if not shorter. And I normally like to be like, oh, expect it in 2 weeks so that I give myself a buffer.
Right. Yeah.
And this, I think, has been 2 months. Just like 2 months of not working on it, to be clear.
Yeah.
I'm getting antsy. I can't rush it. I've proven that I can't rush it.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm patient.
I mean, I've gotten. Kate, you turned in your sequel or not yet?
Yes, I did.
Right. So I have 4 sequels sitting in my inbox, and I can't. And I've read through 2 of them, but I haven't started editing them because obviously the books that come out before them take precedence.
Right.
And some of the authors are like, oh no, you can just keep that. Like, I don't need to think about the edits that are going to come through on that. I'd rather not think about the edits that are going to come through on that.
Just have it for like another year. It's fine.
Right. And then other people are like, I know you're doing other stuff, but can I please have the edits? And I'm like, I'm trying, I swear.
Oh.
I'm not sinking, but it feels sometimes like I'm treading water, and at some point my legs have to get tired.
Oh.
You're doing too much for one person. Like,
I just don't have money to hire someone else to do any of it.
That's the problem.
And I don't want to get in trouble with the IRS by like being like, you had someone doing labor for free. And I'm like, yeah, even the publishing, like, they have associations amongst themselves. And we're like, oh yeah, we all agreed. I'm like, still doesn't change the fact that it's illegal. Just because you all said, yeah, that's cool because we're doing the same thing does not change the legality or lack thereof of a practice. So I just...
What if they're calling it volunteer work?
Right?
Then I feel like I can't give work.
They're your intern.
That's what I mean, though. But it's like in New York State, you can't do that.
Okay.
I'm Canadian. We do it anyway, but it's
Come to California. Everyone works for free.
Right? Name a big city, interns work for free. Read the state law. Maybe that's not allowed. Doesn't change
It is in Los Angeles. There's just too many production companies, and they all get labor for free.
Well, they'll also be like, oh, we'll offer a travel stipend. And I'm like, the law says minimum wage. This isn't even close.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, as long as you sign a contract saying you agree to work for free, then they're good.
Apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's how they sell it. Like you'll learn all these things. You'll learn how the agencies work. How the production companies work. There's so many jobs when I first moved down here that I just did like 14-hour days for free.
I don't want to be the one demanding someone do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Do that. It's like, it's for me, and I'm in a position of privilege for me to be able to be like, yeah, I can take an internship over a summer that doesn't pay a livable wage. Whereas a lot of people can't even do that.
No, yeah. Well, this was back in the 90s. My rent was like $200, so I was able to. I wish
you just made me cry inside so badly.
It was amazing. I mean, I had roommates, which is why, but it was like still, it was affordable until eventually when I got tired of doing like the PA work and the, that kind of stuff, I ended up just working at a video store and could still afford to live. Not anymore. LA is like way overpriced.
What's that like, having a job that allows you to live?
I know, right?
I
Don't know
certainly
her.
don't know.
It's hard to remember. It was back in the 90s.
I was a baby in the 90s. I'm like, it's a mythical unicorn.
Aw.
It's funny 'cause I'm co-writing a book with my friend Marnie, and we lived our 20s in the 90s. And so we're doing this like cozy mystery where we're now kind of making fun of ourselves, because we're in our 50s, and like getting old and the body starts to fail you, but then having flashbacks of how we were in our 20s in the 90s, and we've got like these insane stories. So it's been kind of a fun nostalgia.
It's
at the same-
nostalgia. and
What?
also,
You are
like,
not in your fit. What?
Right?
Yeah, I still
I
think
know.
she's lying
Every
every time she
time
says that. I'm
Becca
like, no way.
reminds us
Excuse
of her
me.
age,
No.
I'm like, no way.
Oh my.
But
Like, I feel it. Like if I
You don't look it.
it's just like it's no matter what, you appear as on the outside, when you turn 50, actually once you're in your 40s, your body lets you know.
but
Mhm.
here's the thing.
Oh, God.
My body doesn't function the way a proper healthy body should.
I
So like whenever I see these jokes of like, oh, you're in your 20s, like those are your twilight years of being able to like party and pull all-nighters and all that. I'm like, I stopped being able to do that when I was 19.
oh man. Yeah,
Like
because
now I'm fixing certain things with surgery.
yeah.
And like, it's helping. It's definitely helping, but I'm still like, no, I've been in like an old person's body from like maybe since I was 12.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm lucky. And that's what I'm saying is like, yeah, in my 20s, the things I like ate and did and like, oh my God, like I can't even believe I survived it. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's probably why I'm suffering now. He's like, you ate so much McDonald's when you were in your 20s.
I was also born in like late 90s, but I was born a decade after this. So
Okay.
I'm 97 baby, first year of Gen Z.
Aw.
So when people rat on Gen Z, I'm like, that's not actually me.
I know. I feel like I'm like, there's just a few of us that are like Gen Xers in the YouTube community.
Hearing you mention when you were born just made me feel like I aged.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, I should feel
For
some
me,
gray hairs popping
You're
out.
just a baby.
Well, like to me, people on like AuthorTube, I'm like, I assume everyone's like in their 20s or 30s, and then someone will
I
say,
know.
absolutely not. And I'm like, okay, well, like not saying you're immature, but like you're very youthful. So like I wouldn't have assumed that you're like X age. But then when I say my age, people are like, oh, you're so mature. And I'm like, it's called trauma.
Let's go
Fair.
now.
It's like we all act like somewhere in the middle.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's because either the internet keeps you young.
It
Or-
does, it's funny
Mhm.
because it's like sometimes I get a little paranoid about like when people find out my age that they're immediately going to be sort of, feel weird about it. Like I'm trying to think of how I felt in my 20s about somebody in their 50s. Would I have wanted to befriend them, or would have I thought that was weird that they wanted to be friends with me? Like, so it's like, it's a weird, like, I don't think people are like that now, but I think like I said, when I was in my 20s, that is the mindset because people did look, to be fair, they looked a lot older.
I also
Um,
think people used to be like, oh, you're old, you don't know anything about tech. And now I think more people are like, a younger person dealing with an older person. If they don't know about tech, then they'll be like, yeah, you're old. Like,
Mm.
Right.
But if an older person knows tech and then they find out that that person is older, you're
Right.
like, you don't think about it. You're
Yeah,
just like,
That's true.
yeah, you know the tech that you need to get by in the world now.
Right.
Like, good. Like, do we say good for you for doing the bare minimum to stay up to date in society? Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's like, and then I think of my mom who's in her 70s, and sometimes the frustration when she's like has to do something simple on her phone, and I'm all like, just give me your phone. Just give me
But
your
it's always with the parent though as well. There's like
Yeah.
that extra stress because I'll have
Yes.
someone like, I don't know, if someone in the community like messages me and is like, I don't
know how to do
you know,
something.
I don't get Scrivener or I don't get this. And I'm like, well, yeah, there are a lot of settings. So like, I understand it's a steep learning curve. Like I grew up with word processors to the point where it was like, yeah, I just clicked around a little bit, reoriented myself to the fact that this is slightly different from everything I grew up using. And now it's like,
Right.
I just got it. But also my family's not weird, but I'm the youngest person in my family in what we like call a generation, as in like our parents are one generation, but technically the kids under that span from Gen X, millennial, and me, technically Gen Z. And then the next generation, which is all, you know, they're already growing up and stuff. It's like Gen Alpha, and then even the one after that. And, you know, so I grew up with a lot of millennial sensitivities and things like that. Or sensibilities, not sensitivities, because they were like my pseudo siblings. So I was looking up to them, and they were doing that. But then our parents are boomers, and there was, you know, my
really that's
boomers had a sibling or a cousin who was technically the silent generation, and then my grandma was the greatest generation, and I grew up with her for you know, she died in 2011. So I was like 13, 14.
Okay.
So I, you know, to me, a generation means a lot less than it does to most of the internet, where it's like, they're this age, so of course they're like this. And I'm like, well.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to watch like the comedians when they represent each generation.
Yeah.
Sometimes they nail it, and you're just like, you know what I mean?
I'll watch those and I'll have an identity crisis where it's like, do I relate to both the millennial and the Gen
That's the thing, is that all of them are relatable on some level, but it's just like, but sometimes it's like, especially this one guy, I forgot his name, but whenever he says like, it's always usually just like one line from the Gen Xer, and I'm always all like, oh, that's so true. It gets me up. I think it's somebody you recommended to me.
It's Brian Muller.
I think so, yeah, because he'll always just have one line from the Gen Xer. That's it, and then it'll be like,
yeah, it'll be like, yeah, we're doomed, or like, you know, like
he's all like, I'm gonna let you guys argue about it.
Or it'll be like the boomers, like, are you gonna get involved in the Gen Xers? Like, I stopped caring 5 minutes ago. While the millennial and the Gen Z are still arguing.
Yes,
and I'm like, yeah, that kind of sounds like my Gen X cousins.
It's funny when you mention your mom, Becca, because you said your mom's in her 70s. My mom's like 56, 57.
Oh my God. Well, see,
so
I could be your mother.
Here's the thing. Whenever she needs help with something that's tech-wise, she'll call me. Mind you, I live hours away. My brother and my dad built rockets, okay?
Oh my gosh.
He built rockets. My brother
So you could say
IT.
this isn't rocket science, and your dad is like, yeah, I've done rocket science. This is really easy.
Yeah, because like he has these pictures of him, and I'm like, are you next to a wall? He goes, no, this is the rocket I built. And he hit the zoom out, and it's like, I'm like, don't say that so casually. That's weird.
That's amazing.
Like that's a flex.
It is, but it's like
even if it's your job, that's a flex.
That's like one part of the job. That's the only part I was actually allowed to know.
Wow.
When I was married, my ex-husband was obsessed with trying to figure out what my dad did. He's like, I swear I think you're an assassin. And my dad would just laugh and walk away. I'm like, that doesn't help, Dad. You need to tell him no. My dad looked at me like,
my cousin's sister-in-law's husband is like in that, and we're like, he works for the government. It has to be one of the agencies. We don't know what else.
Oh my God.
So does my dad. That's what makes it worse.
You'll be like, oh, I work like cybersecurity. And then like, I didn't think anything of it until I heard the rest of my family being like, yeah, but like which agency? I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, it's one of the, I'm like, oh, I'm not asking. I don't feel like having a sniper rifle aimed at me anymore.
Yeah, I learned to not ask questions. I'm like, cool, did you bring me anything home? That's all I need to know. What did you bring me? But no, you have him. Then you have my brother who works in tech. Then at the time when I was married, my husband worked in tech. His dad worked in tech. They have all these tech people who are minutes from the house. You call the child who's hours away.
I had family members who would call me when I was in high school, in undergrad, in grad school. And I'm like, I know that you've asked my mom for my class schedule, and yet you're only calling during the hours where I'm busy.
Oh,
Like,
no.
no.
Oh my
So it's a
god.
4 a.m. call. How do I work the remote? The remote? Ma'am? Are you calling me for that? Your husband's right there.
The really bad thing, though, is that my mom has
so funny.
3 or 4 remotes to the TV in the living room. And when I lived with her, I knew. So, like, for anyone who's about to be like, aren't you at her place? Yes, I'm currently visiting because I wanted to be near my dog on National Dog Day. Since I moved into my own place and only come for like a span of like 2 to 3 days, if even that, as a visit, she'll be like, turn on the TV. And I was like, I don't remember how. I had to dump that information to make room for other things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whereas me at my apartment, there's one remote.
I know my mom was house sitting and I had to write out step-by-step instructions. And I only have 2 remotes, right? But I had to write, and then I had to like literally tape on arrows on the remote itself so she would be able to find the exact button, because otherwise she's like, I didn't watch any TV. And I'm like, Mom.
Oh.
I think I was 7 when I wrote. I was either dictating it to my mom to type up, or because she was just being like, oh, like grandma's not going to know this phrasing, you have to explain it. Or I typed it up and then my mom proofread it or something.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I typed up a 10-page instruction manual for my grandma to use the TV, DVR, and like and like computers.
The same, exactly. Because it's just like, otherwise she'll literally just sit there and not watch anything because she gets so frustrated and upset that she can't do it that she'll just give up.
But the thing is that my grandma was great at tech, but she was like, at the time of me being 8, she died when I was like 13 and she was 92. So someone do that math. But she was like still old enough where it's like her forgetting all the minute details like was forgivable.
Yeah.
So like once she knew it, she was fine. And she's better at learning. She was better at learning tech than her children were.
Oh, that's funny.
She was learning to text on a sidekick in the bed that she wound up dying in. With her crazy arthritis, she was texting better than her children, who are all boomers. I'm like,
that's so crazy.
I'm not saying you're slacking, but you're slacking if your mom was doing this.
You know, you have to have a desire for it, I think. Like, I think my mom gets lazy sometimes because she knows I will help her or to tell her how to do it or whatever. Because if she had to do it on her own, I know she can do it. Like,
we all know, but like there are people in my family who they're like, oh, can you set up the smart TV? Sure. What's your login? Give me an email address. I'm like, and the password? Oh, we don't know it. Or can I have your login? Here's the password and the email associated with. Oh, I don't remember.
Oh my God.
Login is 2 pieces.
I know. I can't even get me started on my mom changing her passwords every day. And I'm all like, Mom, I told you, like we go to Disneyland. And now you don't even get a physical pass anymore when you get the annual pass. It's on your phone. And she constantly can't sign in. So then she changes her password. And she's the one who has the free parking on her pass.
Oh, no.
So every time, like, we try to get her to sign onto her phone, like, as we're getting into the car, even though it's like a 40-minute drive. And by the time we get there, like, I've already changed her password. I'm like, Mom, please do not change your password. If you forget your password, call me. I have it memorized now, but do not change your password. But yeah, you know, what are you going to do? We love them no matter what.
Okay, I'm going to let Kay do an outro because we've been chatting for a while. We are going to shorten the final sprint to be 15 minutes versus 25, but I want to give Kay the opportunity to say bye.
Yeah, I gotta pop out quickly. So hey, it's Kay. You can find me at KWritesYA across all social media platforms. I'm not so much on Twitter anymore because Twitter sucks, but I am on Threads and Instagram. I don't really post on TikTok, but I lurk. And I post to my website, my blog, and my Ko-fi page when I remember that they exist. And I may or may not have a newsletter coming out next month. It would be my first newsletter, so if I do, you can find out how to sign up for that on my socials. Pre-order my debut. It comes out in March and it's really cool. And that's me.
Woo! Thank you for being here, Kay. Sorry you won't get the final sprint, but
That's okay. I've been writing as you've been talking, so
that happens to me when I'm a co-host, but when I'm not, I don't feel like I can get away with that.
No.
There's a family friend who has like 3 Facebook accounts, and I accepted the invite to all of them, and now I'm not even on Facebook, so I'm just like,
Right.
So I did just put this in the chat, but she might want to be careful because she can get banned for that. I'm only pointing that out because I had to know the rules. I was a moderator for many social sites, so I know all the rules for all of them.
Nice.
And Facebook, one of their updates had to do with identity because people were role playing, and of course they're role playing as celebrities. And people thought, oh, it's a real celebrities page, and it's not. So duplicating pages, having more than one, and if you can't prove the identity of said page, you can get temporarily banned.
yeah.
And if it happens more than once and they catch you doing it, and it's not that hard to catch and make sure that it's the same person, they catch you doing it repeatedly, you can get permanently banned.
Okay.
Okay, let's do the final sprint. Okay, you can dip when you need to. Final sprint. If you'd like to maybe help me be able to hire a personal assistant for the business, any amount of money donated would be helpful. But also, just pre-ordering the books at inimitablebooks.com would be most helpful because the authors will also get paid for that. So yeah, 3. Oh no, I need to update the 4 steps, so we're not going for a different amount of time. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. That was the end of our Is there an echo? Are we good?
Yeah.
That was weird. I don't know. How'd you do?
Actually really good. I was trying to figure out a way to in my newsletter, because I'm doing this freebie sort of prequel to join my newsletter, but then I know there are some people that that have already read the book that would like to read it. It's a quick 8-page, short. And I was like, oh, I've kind of made it so that the only way they can read it is if they sign up for the newsletter. But if they're already signed up for the newsletter, how do you get it to them?
Well, you can section.
So I just quickly made a page on my. Yeah, I made like a download page on my website that I have sort of hidden in the navigation, and then just put a link there. I was like, okay, then honestly, because I don't really care if everyone downloads it without signing up. You know what I mean? So even if people happen to find it, I'd be like, oh, damn it.
Well, you could filter
I'm
your
terrible at this,
newsletter
I'm
by
telling
people signed up. And
I know, but I'm like, I hate obligating people to
Huh?
sign up for things.
no, I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
if they're already on your newsletter,
Yes.
you can
Yeah, I want to.
segment that group and be like, here's a link. You've already.
Yeah. And I can honestly, most of those people are on my YouTube channel. So all I'd have to do is just do like an update and say, hey guys, just click the link below if you want the freebie. But yeah, it's like, this is why I'm coming to terms with marketing, because it's hard. I don't like being a hard seller, if that makes sense. Even though I know if you want to actually make this your life and make a decent living at, like, I make money, but I don't make enough money to live off of. You know what I mean? And I'd like to make enough money to live off of. And unfortunately, the way to do that.
Seller. Yeah, no, I mean, because subscribing to a newsletter is free, I have no problems with being like, yeah, you have to subscribe. Like, I also rarely send out a newsletter. It's really not going to clog your email. Please, like,
I know.
mind. But when I'm like, yeah, I publish these books, you can buy them here. I'm not like, buy the book. I'm like, you can buy them here.
I know. But is that the way to go?
Probably not.
But
For
like,
the
I recently, because I was wide. Right. And that's the thing, is that I've been wide for the last 2 years, and it just hasn't served me. So I'm moving back to Kindle Unlimited, or Katie, whatever the I can't remember the
KDP Select.
It turns into Kindle Unlimited, so that people can. Yeah, Katie's like, thank you. Because I just had much more success with that, and I get that everyone's journey is different, but it is nice to be able to say, for people that have, membership or whatever, that you can read every single one of my books for free if you want, because I still get paid for it, like anytime they read it. And I did that like 3 days ago, and I already have, like, I haven't even done any marketing or any advertising, but I already have a bunch of reads. So I was all like, why did I stop this?
The weird thing is that once I went wide, I started getting more sales through Barnes and Noble. But
see, I did not.
But not enough to necessarily justify being wide. Okay. But it was still more on a regular basis than what I was getting through.
Interesting. Okay.
VP Select for me. So that's why I made the decision. And honestly, what I should do is just actually try marketing my books and then see whether or not it's worth it to still stay wide. Because what I've done is like, they're there.
Anywhere you want them. I mean, I know I kind of did the same thing, but this is helping me keep focused, because when you have to make a tweak or like add to, even though I use draft to digital, so I only had to do the one upload for those retailers, you still have to do it like Draft Digital doesn't do Google Play and it doesn't do like some other retailers. So I was still uploading to like 4 different sites every time I had to make a change or every time I wanted to, you know, added a link or added a this to the end of the EPUB. So it is nice just to have one website, just upload and it's done. For focus, it's definitely helping me because I just think like I don't want to get overwhelmed, you know. I'm already feeling overwhelmed, so I don't want to add to the over.
Yeah. You're like, I don't need to make it worse. I
Yeah.
can't necessarily control that I feel it at all.
Yeah, let's
but
just at least on this level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grace.
But yeah, that's all I did.
Sleep?
Yeah, are we?
Grace? Oh, no.
I was clicking the mute button to unmute. It was not doing it. But I outlined a little bit on Sincerely Yours, and then I started talking to my mentor about goals because she was asking me about goals and I didn't have one yet. I was like, okay. So I figured that out and talked to her about that.
Nice.
Yeah, I was starting to plan for my September writing sprints and then messing around on Canva trying to do like the video, trying to fix the video template for the cover reveal so I could come up with some promo stuff. But I'm like, I was just like, oh, it's all I want it this color and can I change this? So I'm just trying to get it to cooperate.
Oh, that's so exciting though.
I took a break that sprint. I needed a break.
Much needed.
Okay, let's just quickly wrap up, I guess. So, Becca, remind people where you are. Your YouTube channel is tagged in the description. So.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel, and if you couldn't tell from the stream, I publish books badly. No.
You publish books well. You maybe don't mark perfectly yet.
Okay, fair enough. Yes, and so that is why I am back in school to learn all about it and hopefully help me. And if I learn anything, help everybody else. I mean, that's what I love about YouTube is we can share all the knowledge.
Yay! Love that.
I'm done.
Grayson, you're not muted.
Okay. So because it flashed red, I'm like, it's red. Why is it red? Okay, cool. What's good, y'all? I'm Grayson Wild, and I write with pride. I dabble in fantasy, high, low, and all in between, accompanied by one mug of coffee. I'm currently working on book 1 of my fantasy trilogy, Project Rooted, as well as a contemporary romance, temporarily called Sincerely Yours. You can find me at Ko-fi, Instagram, and Twitter, or the platform socially known as Twitter, under the username I write with pride. If you'd like to see the summary of Project Rooted and Sincerely Yours, you can find them on Ko-fi under my August Rush post. And on to you, Holly.
Hey, you had a really good spiel. Like
I
we've
know.
done this before. Hey everyone, I'm Holly. You can find me as Holly Davis across the interwebs. I'm the author of A Diamond Bright and Broken. The cover reveal is going to be this Tuesday, so please sign up before 11 p.m. tomorrow so that you can share the beautiful cover with everyone. And then pre-orders will be available with some fun goodies. As always, it's nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you all for being here on screen and in the chat. And my name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the founder of Inimitable Books, which is publishing Holly and Kay, who left earlier because we ran long. And Inimitable Books is dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices while pigeonholing authors into writing about their trauma. You can already pre-order the first 5 titles of ours at the link above our heads. Be sure to click on each book page to get the buy links and then also register your pre-orders so you can get the gifts associated with each title. That is also where you can sign up for Holly's cover reveal and where you will eventually see the buy links and register your pre-order for her book incentive, pre-order incentives. I believe I also added a countdown Nope, no, I didn't. That was a countdown for the people who signed up for it to be like, here's when you can share it. So after this, I maybe will add a countdown to the website to be like, this is how much longer you have to sign up for the form. But 11 p.m. tomorrow is the cutoff, and I hope everyone had a good time. Bye.